Everybody knows who Neymar Jr. is, the king of showboating, a member of the deadliest forward trio football has ever seen, the greatest player of his generation. But there's more to the Brazilian superstar that you probably don't know of. Here are 10 things you didn't know about Neymar Jr. Number 10. He's from a poor background. Neymar is one of the wealthiest athletes in the world right now, but it wasn't always this rosy for him. Growing up, he had nothing. As a matter of fact, when his mom was pregnant with him, she and her husband could not afford basic ultrasound scans to check the development of their baby. It was off of Neymar's footballing talent that the family had their first taste of success and wealth. Number 9. He nearly died. Neymar Jr. was not even 1 yet when he was involved in a ghastly motor accident which could have claimed the lives of him and his family. He was with his parents in a car when another driver lost control of his vehicle and was heading straight for their car. It was his dad who was driving, and he tried to swerve away from the looming danger, but it was too late. There was a collision and they were all hurt. Neymar's dad suffered a hip dislocation and he actually thought he was going to die right there. Neymar himself suffered a cut to the head and was covered in blood. His mom managed to carry him and crawl out of the damaged car through one of the already shattered windows. People quickly gathered around the badly wrecked car and managed to get help for all 3 of them. They were rushed to the nearest hospital where they were stabilized and they received the help they needed. Number 8. His dad was also a footballer. Neymar Sr. was also a footballer during his day, but he was not half as successful as his son is. But if anything, he should be given some credit for his son's current success. Back then, he would take his son with him to training and to games, and that's where Neymar Jr. picked up interest in the sport. Neymar's father's career had to be cut short after he broke his hip bone in that terrible accident, so the financial situation of the family got even worse that period. Neymar, his sister, and his parents all shared one mattress and could hardly afford to even pay for essentials like the light bill or even food. This pushed his dad to take up multiple jobs to make ends meet, but even then, things were still tough. Number 7. Breadwinner at 11. Neymar's talent was clear for all to see, and even though he was just a child, he was fast becoming a superstar in Brazil. In 2003, at just 11 years of age, he was signed by one of the biggest clubs in Brazil, Santos FC, a club that the great Pelé played for. That was definitely huge for the little boy from Sao Paulo. At that young age, Neymar was already earning a reasonable sum from the club, and that helped his family a whole lot. In fact, it was with his wages that his family was able to buy their first ever property. It was a beautiful home close to Santos's home stadium. From there, things only got better for Neymar and his family financially. His wages kept increasing through the years, and he finally got his first professional contract at the age of 17. Number 6. He started with futsal. Neymar, much like many other superstars in the world of football, started out playing futsal. You know futsal, right? The smaller, usually indoors pitch, which is significantly smaller than a standard football pitch. Futsal is almost always 5-a-side, and you need skill and the ability to wiggle out of tight spaces to succeed there. Superstars like Iniesta, Ronaldinho, Pelé, and one of Neymar's closest friends, Lionel Messi, all started with futsal. Neymar is definitely in good company. Basically, most of those players you see who thrive in very tight spaces have a history of futsal. Number 5. He nearly joined Real Madrid. Neymar joined Barcelona in 2013, but did you know that before then, he was headed for their arch rivals, Real Madrid? When he was just 14, Neymar traveled to Spain to try out with Real Madrid, and he very nearly joined them. He passed all the tests, and Madrid wanted him. But when the move was about to be finalized, Santos paid a huge sum to keep Neymar in Brazil. But you won't believe which European club was the first to make an official bid for him. Number 4. West Ham were the first European club to make a bid for him. West Ham have an eye for South American talent, and they had already proven that when they acquired Mascherano and Tevez from Corinthians in 2006. Years later, in 2010, they were the first to send in an official bid for the Brazilian teenage sensation Neymar Jr. They offered £12 million for him, which was immediately rejected. But it just seemed like that interest from the London club opened the doors of interest from other clubs, and 3 years later, Barcelona signed him for a fee that is still the 9th most expensive in the club's history. Number 3. He became a father at just 19. Neymar had a child with his ex-girlfriend Carolina Dantas when he himself was still just a child. Yes, he had all the money in the world to take care of the child, but having to be a father when he was just a teenager was a huge responsibility that weighed heavy on him at the beginning. But he scaled through that period, and now he has a very close relationship with his son, Davi Luka. And even though he's no longer in a relationship with his son's mother, they co-parent pretty effectively and are still great friends. Number 2, his parents are divorced. Neymar is a family guy. He has talked a lot about how much influence his parents and sisters have had on him from his childhood up until now. So it hit him so much when his father and mother decided to split in 2016. Well, thankfully it wasn't a really ugly divorce, and they sometimes still spend time together as a family. Some years back, news broke out that Neymar's mom was dating a bisexual male model who's 5 years younger than Neymar. Number 1, he's a movie star. If Neymar was not a footballer, maybe he would have invested more in his acting side. The Brazilian number 10 has featured in a number of big-time movies and TV series, even while playing football professionally. He has featured in more than 10 movies so far, the most popular of the lot being XXX, Return of Xander Cage, and Money Heist. If you've seen any of those movies or TV shows, can you rate Neymar's acting in the comments? Also, what movie franchise would you like to see Neymar feature in? Let us know in the comments too. Do you know what else Neymar features in? This next video you're about to watch now. It contains the most humiliating moments of every football star, and Neymar is there humiliating and being humiliated. Go check it out.